Okay, so I'm going to welcome everybody to the Easthampton City Council Public Safety Committee meeting of January 5th at 5:30. And I am in lieu of our former chair, Omar Gomez. I'm going to open up the meeting. We are meeting remotely due to an executive order for Governor Charlie Baker due to COVID. And tonight's meeting is the sole purpose is to have an organizational meeting to determine the chair and the secretary of public safety. And I don't think that, let me just make sure that public speak is not on here, but I don't think anybody's in here, and it's not. It's just reorganization. So in the spirit of that, I would like to nominate Owen Zarrett to be the chair of public safety.
Yeah, I'll second it. It's just me.
That was awkward.
It's like that with the three-person committee. And so and I guess I can act since I'm the I'll just be acting at this moment. So we have a motion and a second to nominate Councilor Zarrett as the chair. Do you accept, Councilor Zarrett?
I absolutely do. I'm honored to be recommended for this position, and I feel that my very deep and strong relationships with fire, police, DPW make me well qualified. So thank you very much, Councilor Derby, for recommending me.
You're welcome. You have any comments, Brad?
No, not at all. That's fine by me.
Great. And so I suppose we should vote on it. So I'll do a roll call, and I'll start with Councilor Riley.
Aye.
And Councilor Zarrett.
I'm an aye.
And I am an aye as well. Congratulations. And now I'll hand off to you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Councilor Derby. Next course of business, the unpleasant business of sometimes of being on a committee is picking a clerk. So basically, Councilor Riley, I'm sure you're familiar with this, but basically the responsibility of the clerk is just to take notes and minutes from the meeting. So I know you've been involved with other committees before, just to explain what that is. Typically, are either of you interested in clerking?
Yeah, I was gonna nominate Councilor Riley if he was interested.
Yeah, that's totally fine. I've been clerking for the partnership for a while now. I have a pretty good system set up for file maintenance and all that kind of stuff, and 5 years of transcription history, so I can usually have notes ready before the meetings are even over. So
well, that's a way better CV than mine. So, I mean, to be clear, I have clerked, probably, at least 15, no, more than that, 16 committees, but I'm happy to have Councilor Riley do that. So,
is that in the form of a motion, Councilor?
Yeah, I would, in the form of a motion, I would recommend Councilor Riley to be the clerk of public safety.
I will second that. And I'll take a roll call vote. Councilor Derby?
Aye.
Councilor Riley?
Aye.
And I am also an aye. Motion passes 3-0 for Councilor Brad Riley to act as clerk of the Public Safety Committee. Would you two like to set a date for our next meeting at this time?
Sure. Just historically, we normally have met the first Tuesday of the month.
That's correct.
And so if we want to keep in that tradition, that is where I forgot Omar's in the background there. Yeah. So, we could look at that tradition and extend it.
Yes, Councilor. So I was actually going to suggest, Tuesdays are good for me, and I also know that a lot of times ordinance meets on Tuesdays, so I was going to try to coordinate with you, obviously on Tuesdays where you're not meeting for ordinance. So does this committee typically meet more than once a month, or is it typically depends?
It's generally a once a month unless we have a topic that requires us to meet more often. When we were doing the mayor's pledge report, we were meeting a little bit more often. But yeah, I mean, we can do it similar to other committees too, where we pick a date now and then we take a look at the stuff that's on the agenda, the stuff that might be coming down the road, and then we say, hey, it looks like we might want to try to meet a little bit more, or we'll just set our next meeting for the next month and do it like that.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable. So I have to look at what's on the agenda. So in that line, the next meeting would be February 1st. Now, I may have to look over the agenda if we need to meet before then. So let's do this. We should definitely set a meeting for February 1st and continue to plan the first Tuesday of every month. President Gomez, as prior chair of this committee, are there pressing pending issues we would need to meet before that?
And pending, yes. Really important to move quick now. The only thing that is still working is the ordinary review ordinance. That can go slow. But besides that, we take care of the parking on Womelco. We already took care of that, and I'm pretty sure that that's it.
Okay.
And the South and Main Street that we still have it on the agenda.
Yeah, we still have it.
But we're gonna keep it. The plan was to keep it on the agenda until the works are done there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just, Mr. Chair, I just noticed one thing. I do have a conflict on the 1st, so I can do either the 2nd or the 3rd, but the 2nd is a council meeting. So unless we went before the council meeting,
there you go already.
I'm already being difficult.
Well,
or the 7th. I can do the 7th too.
So typically for me, Tuesdays and Thursdays are best. Does Thursday the 3rd work for either of the other counselors in this committee?
It works for me.
Councilor Riley, is 6 o'clock typically good?
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I was going to say it just needs to be after 4:30. That's all.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So let's say Thursday at 3. Thursday the 3rd at 6 p.m.
Perfect.
So let me just put that into my calendar really quickly.
Thanks for being flexible on that.
Oh, absolutely. Counselor President Gomez, I will connect with you to set up a time to kind of get read in on kind of the. Oh, yes, Counselor Gomez.
When you schedule the meeting?
Thursday the 3rd.
Okay,
February.
Yeah.
At 6.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Does that work, Omar?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
That's good.
Okay, Councilor Gomez, I'll connect with you before then. I know that I appreciate kind of the robustness that you've, as under your chairship in the last term with this committee. I'd like to talk to you about some of my ideas as well as your vision. I want to make sure I respect that and kind of get read in on what's been going on. So that gives us enough time to meet too. So any other comments by the committee members?
Yeah, so the only thing is there's a documentation that Barb needs about the reorganization for each of the committees. Responsibility of me to fill those out and send them over to her, or is that the chair that does that?
I'm happy to do so. It's just she just needs to know what she needs to know, the chair and the clerk.
Yep, and then if we changed any times, just whatever the date and time is that we'll be meeting.
Yeah, I could send that to her really quickly.
Okay.
I'm happy to do so. Okay, with that, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Seconded.
All right, so moved. We got a second.
Okay, we have a motion, a second to adjourn. Councilor Derby.
Aye.
Councilor Riley.
Aye.
And I am also an aye. Meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
We'll see you.